What is up, everybody? This is Anime Squad Podcast Minis, Episode 6. I'm your host, Omar.
And this is David.
And like always, we have timestamps for your shows, for the minis, and with all also, I always like to mention that usually other members of the podcast, they jump in here and there for shows they want to talk about of the week. So just let you guys know that their names will pop out or you randomly hear them is because they had some inputs to talk about in that episode. So with that being said, let's just jump into it. Let's just start with JoJo Star Ocean episode 7, 8, and 9. And like I mentioned before, we're tackling this show with 3 episodes each week. So if you're new to this episode, just FYI. But this time, pretty interesting start with 7 and 8, basically like one part, I like to say, of this thing is like in the water, right? Or like something's attacking people in the marshlands, and the guards are like, whoa, what's going on? Why are we missing people and all this stuff? And they sent out a search team.
It was a game of Among Us.
Yeah, I like to say so, but the guards sent out the search team, which happens to be Jolene and Hermes.
No, the thing that was crazy about the episode, it was the beginning part with the 2 guys.
Oh yeah, that thing was scary.
Yeah,
whatever it was attacking them. I was like, what? Well, we end up finding out it was a spoiler alert, and it ended up being Foo Fighter, which is and then the dub is FF.
yeah. I had a feeling that where the CDs themselves it's pretty much their soul technically.
Yeah,
their soul and their stand.
yeah, basically, because soul and memories kind of same concept in this show, and it was interesting where they were storing it, like tractor tire.
Oh, the stand.
Yeah,
the stand itself.
Like they were staring them in the tractor tire, all these CDs being there and stuff.
On the fact that the stand, it's some type of what was it?
Are you talking about Foo Fighter?
Yeah.
Oh,
How it's not a human nor what was it? It was like
it's an organism.
An organism, yeah.
And then it's I think it was a plankton or some living cell, but it's not a human like it usually is in JoJo, or animal, right?
Yeah.
This time it was like a living thing. Well, it's still a living thing.
Technically, yeah.
But it was just like, it's pretty powerful, honestly. Like, especially when you're kind of first introduced, when Hermes goes in the water, when it drags it down there, and like you see all these plankton stands.
Yeah, because she didn't even notice. Well, we didn't even notice what was in the bucket, but that were there the whole time.
Yeah. And like David said earlier, like the Among Us part, like it ended up being the other girls that were in the search party. And
well, technically, it didn't end up being Among Us at the same time.
No, it ended up being the thing, right?
Yeah, the whole, all the three women were pretty much part of the stand itself.
Yeah, because it killed them.
In a way, yeah.
It killed them and became their flesh, kind of like puppets.
Pretty much.
It was nasty. It was pretty gruesome. But Jolene being Jolene, right? Like she's still badass. Well, she was panicking. So no, Hermes was panicking a lot.
Oh yeah.
She was the one getting dragged.
Yeah, she didn't know what to do in some instances.
Oh, and I think the whole
but she's barely getting used to what all of this is happening.
Yeah, stands her ability to sell.
I think at one point she was like, "Oh, this is gonna be the last time I'm gonna be using this ability."
Lies. Exactly. But like I forgot to mention like the kind of objective was not to be away from the guard, because they have these braces called virgin killers. And if you're like 50 feet away from him himself, like you'll blow up. It's pretty crazy.
Oh yeah.
So every time like Foo Fighter was like taking away the guard, like they had to be like cautious and stuff. I like how they showed an example too, but it was just Foo Fighters showing an example.
Oh yeah.
That was funny.
And then at the end of that scene was pretty much him trying to rush for the tire.
Yeah. There was like two scenarios, like, oh, I either go and get the CDs or go save Hermes.
Yup.
And I think she picked both.
It's funny that I guess she's assembling her gang, I guess.
Oh, Jolene?
Yeah.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
Because basically Jolene and Hermes are like on the same page. They're like, I don't know what's going on, but you know, I'm gonna stick with you till like, you know, we get out of here, you know. And now Foo Fighter.
Yep.
Because, you know, they earned Foo Fighters respect, and I was like, you know what? I'll join you guys in jail. See how fun it is down there.
Yep. So
It
disguised itself as one of the girls.
Oh yeah.
That
That
blew
died.
up.
Yeah, that blew up. I think her name was Atro, and like, remember her weird thing that she wanted to do before she died?
Oh, her whole story, what
like,
she thought and stuff like that.
Like her dream.
Yeah.
Her dream was to like kidnap people.
Yeah.
That was something else. But you know, that's JoJo being JoJo, right? Being weird.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I like those two episodes a lot.
And then the introduction, not introduction, but finally seeing the villain himself at the end of episode 8.
Yes, White Snake's stand user.
Yep.
Yes.
Because we always saw his stand, but not
the user itself.
Yeah.
He's a
priest.
Yeah, he's a priest.
The priest for the jail.
Mm-hmm. And he looks cool. I like his design.
Yeah. Out of all the out of all the villains from all the JoJo.
I don't know about that. But this,
where would you place him?
Where would I place him?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Top of my head.
Yeah. From looks. I'm not saying character. But look wise.
I guess 3.
3.
Maybe 3. Because, you know, first would be Dio, and then I actually like Kira's design because it's a suit. Simple. You know how his whole mentality is like, you know, blending in. Just look wise. Because Diavolo weird. That's a weird design.
You don't like pink hair guy?
No, I don't like Diavolo. Even though, like, if you've seen the opening,
Pillarman?
The Pillarman? They're too much, bro. But either way, now moving on to episode 9, last episode, we got. Well, we see the priest guy like.
Yeah, it's kind of a continuation from
that part.
Where
like he was gonna save her, right? You put in a good sentence for her, and she kept annoying him about it, and then he was like, die here, and I'm gonna give you a stand.
Yeah, in a way, he gives stands, but he also like makes them in a way, like controls them in a way.
Yeah, mind control.
Yeah.
So that's a cool power. I mean, we said it before, like that power is pretty insane in itself.
Yeah. So I want to see what else he does with it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you see it firsthand what he does, and you know, it was a pretty fun episode, honestly. The whole. And
then the thing that I'm really curious, I guess, going a little bit too far from it, but the whole CD wise, why does he need Jotaro's CD?
I mean, they said it.
What was it?
It was they wanted his memory.
No, but what in the memory is really important?
Oh, I guess a secret, but then
that's what I want to know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What's in that CD that's really important that he wants to get?
Yeah, because
how is he gonna do it?
Because only Jotaro knew, right?
Yeah.
I guess they needed his memory because they got the stand. They got Star Platinum.
Well, not anymore.
Oh no.
Jolene finally has it.
No, that's why.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. But yeah, either way, the whole episode was the catch.
Game of catch
with Foo Fighter and Jolene, And actually the whole game, right? And later on,
Yeah.
yeah, it was funny. The way Foo Fighter was throwing the baseball was funny.
Oh yeah. How to throw and
Yeah,
yeah.
and Jolene's just clowning on it.
Yeah. The whole, I guess the whole episode was revolved around the catching the ball.
Yeah, because they had to do it 100 times. That was the bet.
Like we talked about it when we were watching the show. It reminded us about the whole what game was it? Popcorn?
Oh yes, it reminded me of the Kishibe Rohan OVAs. And there was a specific episode where there was a game of popcorn who could catch it up in the air. Like like in JoJo, like they intensify every little game. Or like you could even say with Kishibe Rohan with the sprinting one.
Yeah.
That kind of aspect, like that whole concept, like let's take this simple game and intensify the crap out of it. And like,
well, most whatever type of game they throw at, it is.
It's always intensified. And same thing in this episode with the catch. It was like you would think catching the ball would be easy, but then there's rules placed in. The stakes are higher.
You can't break the rules.
Can't break the rules. Someone intervenes, like the damn guard.
I was amazed that she didn't cancel it on herself, technically, because she kind of interfered.
Yeah. And what was the enemy stat ability? If you remember?
The new girl?
Yeah.
Well, not the new girl, but the
boss.
Mind controlled girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one that got mind controlled. Marilyn Manson.
Ah, okay. There you go.
Well, in the show, they didn't call it Marilyn Manson. They call it what? Marilyn something? I forgot what was it.
Yeah, I forgot too. But yeah, Marilyn Manson. Which is
that ability was kind of crazy. It was creepy too.
Just like Marilyn Manson.
It fits it well.
Yeah. But I love seeing that. That was so much fun to watch, and like how they pulled it off too in the end. I was like, God damn. We still playing catch now?
In the dark?
In the dark? Dang, that's crazy. From when like
that scene was crazy for me. The dark scene.
Yeah, because that's freaking hard. And then with Foo Fighter, like barely any experience, right?
Oh yeah. All of this was still new to her.
Yeah. So. And then we get a good ururuda.
Oh yeah, towards the end, yeah.
With Jolene. I'm always welcome in it. And that's basically it. That's basically it for that episode, and then basically 3 episodes in general. Fun time. We finally got introduced to Foo Fighter, and hopefully like David said, we know about what Jotaro has that our priest guy wants to know, and what other wacky encounters we come into in this prison.
Yeah. Final 3 episodes
for these 12 episode batch.
Technically, yeah.
Because I don't think it's gonna end anytime soon.
No.
So, with that being said, we move on with our next show. We have Genlock Season 2, Episode 7.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And I think every week I just get worse and worse talking about this show. And I think this one was this was the worst of all of them. Because it just looked ugly. Like I think whenever they were fighting or whenever they were outside of the buildings, oh my God. Like, it looked gross. It looked brown. And I get it because, there's a war, right?
The whole, the whole nation is pretty much gone.
Yeah, I think everyone's dead at this point. But, Cammy, like from last week, she came back. My mistake for calling her the wrong name. But, yes, Cammy came back. I guess she got, since she...
So now we found out that she combined both Genlock and
the
Union's
rapture thing.
Yeah.
And she's like the perfect being, right?
Yeah. That's what Pro Z said.
Yeah, that's what Pro Z said. The random scientist in the show.
Yes.
And I guess that was the key to this problem. And now she's the Green Lantern. She's flying around. She's doing, whatever she comes up to her mind.
I don't know. This episode in particular was all over the place.
Yeah, most
general.
definitely. Most definitely. Like, you know, you had the whole Cammy thing. You had Chase finally overcoming his demon, which ended up being, like I said before, it's him, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But it's like, you know, showing Chase the truth with his mom.
That took a while, man.
Yeah.
Especially this episode too. He throughout the whole entire episode, he was just contemplating on himself even more.
Yeah. And I actually like that conclusion because it's like, you know, I finally accept who I am, I guess, what they did to me, you know, the union, and now I have to like how he said it, be a better version of myself.
And 2.0 version of it.
Yeah, basically 2.0, not be just a copy. So I like that conclusion. And
nah,
you didn't like that conclusion?
no.
I did.
They could have fixed that even better, but oh well.
I mean, this whole season, Chase doesn't do anything, right? He just screws things up. So finally, he gets to overcome this. It's like finally a W for this guy.
Like, I guess, yeah.
Jesus. And I like the other characters. They're just there at this point.
What's his name? The dude, the Mac, the one that's on the new Mac thing.
Oh, John St. Clair.
Yeah, he's still asleep or controlled.
Oh, he got awoken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the end.
It's like with his weird humanoid mech.
Yeah. Oh, that mech was ugly.
Yeah.
That mech was so ugly, especially when it was attacking. Jesus Christ.
You know the upsetting thing about this show, even too, like how like they show us the map itself, like, oh look, they were getting overtaken and now they're gradually getting it back, pushing back, you know, the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then of course they go into genocide.
Yes, I guess since now they couldn't like achieve their goal, and they released their ultimate weapons to mass genocide, you know, put the people in the sanctuary and all this stuff. And like that's how the episode ends too. Like the gang gets taken away by that cloud thing too.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, where do we go from here? We have one more episode. How are we gonna solve this?
Oh, with the building going across the west side to the east side.
That was weird. I thought I was just seeing things, but it was legit the building moving like a freaking mole.
Hey, Prosy can push it somehow. He can make it there.
That was so weird, man.
Why don't you just believe in him, man? He's the MC right now.
That's not even just the character. I don't believe in this show.
Damn.
Yeah, I said it.
You wild.
But that's for next week to hear my final conclusion of this show. And
oh, it ends too, hopefully.
Oh man, I'm gonna look like a fool if I don't end next week. But yeah, I think that was it, right? That was big battle, you know, Chase overcoming his demon.
Yeah, we got a little bit of the other lady. I forgot what her name was.
Oh, talking with the ex-teammate?
No, the general girl. Lady.
The general girl?
Yeah, because you know how she was trying to talk to the rest of the team, but they were quiet. She smacks the...
Oh! Man, she's gone. She's lost it. Like I think last week, she was like at that mental state. Like, I'll win it at whatever cost.
I'll win at any cost.
And that's why the team was like, you know, we're no different from the enemy.
Both sides.
Both sides suck. I mean, I like the Union though because they got koala.
Oh my god!
But other than that, they suck too.
With his tears, right?
Yeah, with his fake tear. God, this show, man. We have Communicate, episode 9, and this one. Not a lot happened. It was pretty much like normal day with Komi, but like I said in this show, like they make it like the best thing ever. Like I didn't know Subway was so luxurious. or like, you know, Grand Tours. But you know, I guess Japan Subway is the best, right?
Well, we got introduced to a new girl.
Yes, Noko. And she said herself, a country bumpkin. And she wants to be a perfect city girl just like Komi. That is her interpretation of Komi, even though Komi is, you know, we know Komi, how she is. And Najime, hilarious, does that wacky order again. But, you know, like, it does it, like, because just to Komi to open up, right? And so I'm like, okay, that's a good way to, like, Komi to learn. Oh, my God. That whole subway scene is funny.
Did you like the new girl?
Oh, the country bumpkin? She was okay. She looked like another student, like, oh my god, Komi's a goddess, oh my god. But I get where she's coming from. She's like, oh, I'm from the countryside, you know, people not gonna like me from the city, so I want to be different. And like I've seen that story before, but I hopefully, you know, Komi gets her attention, or she gets Komi's attention, you know, so they become friends.
Gamer time
with Nanako. And I forgot about this character. She showed up last week, but just for a brief, and then this time I like how she's like, oh, I can't believe Komi actually came to my house. I guess she really had nothing else to do. And it was sweet. It was kind of like you know, I've you know,
what they play, bro.
Oh man. I'll get there, but like I kind of like it because it's kind of like, you know, when you're in high school and you invite your friends over, you kind of have that fear. It's like, oh, I hope I you know, have a fun time. We have a fun time. You know, they don't think I'm boring or anything like that. Like I've had that fear too. It was like, man, I hope I'm not boring. I'm not a boring host or anything. Like I'll light a chair on fire if I have to.
Whoa.
Yeah, 'cause, you know, yeah, I totally related to that. But yes, the game you were talking about, when Najime and MC show up, you know, 4 players, multiplayer. What do you think game's is going to be represented? That's right, it's Mario Party. No, just kidding. No, it's Smash, baby. A parody Smash again. Man, Smash is getting so much parodies in anime. Ain't that crazy? I appreciate it. But I like the Smash version because, you know, Mario and Luigi on their leotards. And they're going, hello, anime. While Komi's the beautiful Zelda. And our MC's Yoshi, I think, or Donkey in this one. Donkey Yoshi. And they have a mechanic to shake off their mud. That's awesome. But Nanako, she wins that game against Najime, which she hasn't. I guess she never won before against, you know, Najime. And I'm like, what? Come on, girl. This is your game.
It's funny because when you see the show, you're just seeing two sides right now.
Yeah, like Komi's trying to learn how to play this damn game. Well, these two are going at it, which is, you know, every friend encounter I've ever been to, right? Jesus.
The ones that take it serious versus the ones that are trying to figure out how to play.
Yeah, trying to have fun. And then I think the cute part of the episode was Komi and the MC saying their first names. If you guys don't know, in Japan, that's a very big deal with going in first name basis. Because, you know, the proper term is to introduce yourself in last name first, then first name. So it's a kind of like a culture thing, but it's always depicted in anime, being a really big deal. So no different here with Komi Communicate. Komi was super adorable. She was like, "Yo, say my name." So cute.
So funny with you, Omar.
Why?
Because in this episode they straight out tell you.
Oh, I know. They tell me the names.
No, either her or him.
Oh yeah.
With Najime.
It was funny, man. Najime is a funny character. Like, you know, at first I was like, oh, okay, this character is too overboard. But like, as more I watch this show, the more I'm like, I really like when Najime is on the screen. And I'm pretty sure that's why, like, that character is always on every episode.
Yeah, because they're not You know, they're not giving you whether it's a girl or a guy.
Yeah. So, but it's either with that, doesn't even matter. That character.
No, but that's the comedy of it too.
Yeah, that character's hilarious. I just like how both RMC and Komi just couldn't do it. They were too chicken to say their names. Because obviously, like I said, it's a big deal. I guess in most circumstances, that's like kind of like couple kind of talk, right?
Oh yeah, because you know, Najime is literally the name, and our MC is like been calling
Komi-san.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah. So
I was finally say Sokyo.
I was like, oh, you're calling him Najime. Why don't you call me by my first name too?
Yeah, Hocho. Weird names, but great nonetheless. Yeah, that was it. Like I said, it was pretty simple this week.
Yeah, man, don't forget about the tissues, man.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about the tissues. Especially since like I had first-hand experience of seeing that, like, you know, handing out tissues for like phone markets and phone companies and stuff. I don't know why that's the thing, but either way, again, another cultural joke with Japan and just cute girls handing out tissues, and it was very cute. Very, but you know, poor Komi couldn't do it. She was just struggling, because, you know, of her shyness. But there was one lady who really needed a set of tissues. She was making us well known that she needed some tissues so badly. And even Komi can't be blind. She's like, okay, she needs tissues. But doing it her own way. But you know, since Komi's so beautiful, she's a goddess, right? There's even a line for her to give out tissues.
Yeah. And also the come on, man.
What?
The whole the seed.
Oh, I forgot about that. It's so minor. But yeah, Komi has a dream where like she wants to say something to her MC with the seed in his face. But then everyone has it and she's like, oh, I can't do this.
It's funny that she hallucinates and stuff.
Yeah, she's like hallucinating. And then it actually does happen.
Yeah. At
the end. Like he does have a sesame seed on his face. So that was cute. That was funny. Okay, now that's it, right?
Yes.
Okay, now that's but yeah, another great episode. Komi does what it does best, and it's always adorable, so I'm always enjoying it every week. So we have The Vampire Dies in No Time, episode 11. And this one was weird. Like always. This show's like just random weird loot stuff, right? Loot stuff. Because we have a reoccurring of the lewd vampire and
they all ganged up.
Yes, I think most of
all the lewd ones.
All the lewd vampires from the past gang up. They put up a lewd barrier that your regular strength is not. It's not what it is anymore. Worthless, and you could only use the power of lewd.
The more stronger the lewd you are, the more powerful you are.
So if you just say opai, that's not enough.
Yep.
We need details of the opais.
And our MC Ronaldo couldn't.
He's too weak.
Yeah, because all he knows about is opai.
Big opais.
That was it, man.
But that was not enough. And it was to a point where the character shot one of his colleagues in the guild is like a master at this, right?
Yes, he is.
And Ronaldo
finally see his true colors,
his true powers, right?
Yes.
And he's trying to help Ronaldo trying to help Shot, but Shot's like, yo, Ronaldo's holding me back, bro. I need him to like go find the main source. I know he can do it. Typical anime mode, right?
Yes.
And then Ronaldo finds the lewd vampire and the rock paper scissors vampire. He's beaten. He can't do it, and that's when Drock's father comes in.
That moment, that single moment where they have the whole conversation between each other.
You mean the lewd conversation?
Yes.
Because even the lewd vampire was like, "Oh my god, they're more stronger than ever because they're having a lewd conversation. And then we're talking about opais as well. Like we are.
Then pretty much ended up defeating him.
Yes, but you know, Drock's father got embarrassed because Drock saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was like, Dad, you nasty. That was funny. And then the other half, because this one's only two-parter, right?
Yep, two-parter.
Yeah, but this one's important. The origin of John and Drac.
Yeah, we're gonna see John's origins.
Yeah, man. And how John became Drac's familiar. Which, if you don't know what a familiar is, it's basically a companion animal for vampires, right?
But is it immortal, technically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because if the vampire dies, so will the familiar.
So the familiar, well, would that mean John is dead?
Technically, yeah.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
He would have been dead, but since he's a vampire, he drank the blood of Drac. He's not dead because he's immortal, like Drac. Anyways, how do we get there? Basically,
Oh, the whole
Drac,
using him as a bowling ball.
yeah, using him as a bowling ball. Ronaldo gets upset, and then that's when we get the whole backstory.
No, it's funny too because he's like, Ronaldo, man, why do you stay with him? He
No.
treats you this way.
John. Yeah, but yeah, and then John's trying to explain,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's doing his cute way, like,
Oh, the flashback.
yeah, and he's-
From her.
and then Ronaldo's like,
Yeah.
I appreciate it, John, but you make no sense.
Yeah.
No, but apparently, Drac's grandfather had a villa in South Africa.
Yeah, they travel.
They traveled and they were getting weird creatures from South
America.
Africa.
I thought it was South America.
Was it South America?
Yeah.
That was Africa.
No.
Well,
That's why I said John knows soccer.
so does Africa. Anyway, it don't matter. But we see exotic creatures, right? And then one of them happened to be John, little armadillo. Oh, it's so adorable,
Little baby John.
little baby John.
He was damaged.
And Drac took care of him, and
They're gonna stay forever.
right?
Yeah.
No, wrong. Drac makes the wrong mistake and leaves John behind because of the whole incident of John saving his other
Family.
armadillos
Yeah.
from vampire mosquito who look like Beelzebub. But either way, he saves him. He becomes a town hero. But then John doesn't want that. He doesn't want to be the town hero. He wants to be Drac's familiar.
But Drac didn't know.
Drac did not know.
It's like, you know what? He's gonna be happy here. I'm gonna leave him. Bye. And then
You know, it's kind of like that saying, it's like you love something so much you can learn to let it go. It was kind of like that moment for Drac. And John was like, F that, bro.
And then we get the ending, the ED.
Basically, if you see the ending to the show, it's finally come to life in this episode.
Didn't imagine to see that.
Me either. I thought it was just like a coincidence, but hey, props to this show for doing that. That was cool. And then that's how. It takes a while for John to find Drac, but he finds him one way or another.
Yeah, he goes through a boat. This is back in the days too. It's from what we see in the whole scenes. He traveled through boat. He went through what was it? Carriage and all this stuff.
Just old school traveling.
Yeah, so I guess this was back in.
But it makes sense, right? Because where Drac lives, it's kind of like Transylvania, right?
Yeah.
Transylvania's a weird location.
Yeah, but I feel like this was back in the past.
Yeah.
Super back in the past compared to modern times now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Cute story. And then Ronaldo's like, yeah, that was cute, but that's even more worse now than ever. Because you're using John, who's like a son to you, as a bowling ball. No!
That was awesome.
And that was the end of that episode. Solid episode, honestly. I like this one more than last week's, honestly. Other than that nutsack one. Anyways. We move on to our next anime. We have Takt Op Destiny episode 11. and it's wrapping up. This is like we're at the conclusion at this point, right?
Oh yeah.
With the whole facility that the research, the D2s, the music arts, all
you
this.
You mean Umbrella?
It's stupid. Yeah, I guess so. They basically we found we learned this last week that they created the D2s.
Yeah.
And that's what I guess all of them come out, right? Thanks to Song, whatever his name is, the green hair dude,
the main baddie.
Yeah, which we don't see after that opening.
Him getting impaled.
Mm-hmm. And then we see other music arts. And you know what's the funny thing? I completely forgot about this show.
What?
That it's gonna be an app game.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I completely forgot about it, and it makes sense with this episode when we see the other characters, like no names, like they're just there.
They're battling
the D2s, and I was like, "Who are these characters? Like, why are we getting so much characters now?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, it's an app game. We need waifus." and
so Tak is pretty damaged right now.
Pretty much dying. He's in his deathbed at this point.
Like his whole arm, half of his face is already gone.
But Anna's sister was trying to find a way to like prevent that.
No, they pretty much told him, "Hey, let's just leave."
Yeah,
my older sister could,
save you. But that's not the case because
he has honor, bro.
Tak is trying to save the music.
Yeah,
because the music would not die.
The music is for everyone.
Yeah, so he knows what he has to go through, what he believes is right with Destiny. And I like how Titan's around.
Titan, and then also
Walker, a returning music art.
Yeah,
who showed up?
Walker. Yeah.
Walker. Yeah, the lady with the silver hair. She has a sword and shield.
Yeah, it's Walken, something like that.
And I'm glad she returned, just to see her in action again.
Oh, yeah.
So that was cool. But she was being a little bit annoying. I'm glad they brought some sense to her.
That's why Titan just
whacked her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, but...
at the end, of course... Oh, well, we got also a kiss.
Yes, I did not see that coming.
Anna gave a kiss to Tak.
Yeah.
To come back alive.
I was expecting a hug. But, kiss... All right. I completely forgot they're not brother and sister until that moment. I was like, oh, okay. We're doing this.
They're childhood friends.
Yeah, which completely forgot. I didn't forget. But yeah. And
then, of course, we got, what was it? Heaven and Hell combined at the end.
Yes. Heaven, Tak and Destiny go, they say their goodbyes to Anna and them. So to get out of danger, and then that's when we get to see Heaven and Hell combine.
The sub boss,
yes, to become Orpheus. It's another mythical god. It's just cool. Really cool design in this one. I'm just surprised that they can merge. But you knew something was gonna happen, right? Because Heaven and Hell, peas in a pod, man.
That and of course, Heaven was still damaged from last battle.
Heaven was dying.
Yup.
So I wonder how Destiny's gonna overcome Orpheus.
And Tak, how's he gonna live?
He's not.
Damn.
He's gonna die. No, yeah, he said it himself.
How do you know, man?
You
gotta believe.
He kind of
MC powers.
Nah,
obliterate.
Because Tak was talking to Destiny. I was like, come on, you're not that dumb. Like, you know where this is gonna end up.
Like, what did you believe, man?
I don't believe. I think Tak will die.
We'll see.
We will see. I think last episode.
Yeah.
Most
of these shows are in the last episode.
Yes. So with that being said, we'll see in the next episode, last episode for Takt Op Destiny. With that, move on to our next show. We have Lupin the Third, Part 6.
Yes, sir.
This one was pretty dark, pretty grandiose, big aspect of what they were gonna do.
Uh-huh.
That the whole idea of even doing it was terrifying. What am I talking about? So basically, Fujiko
In 1859, just like
Fujiko in the game meet up with a person named Michael, and he wants the bird.
he likes birds.
He likes birds, a lot of birds. He thinks birds are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
I like that they pointed out, because I thought the same thing too. Like, you know, when you see a bird fly, it's pretty majestic, right? It's pretty like all like just the thought of it flying, right?
Yes.
It's pretty cool. So like Michael loves this idea, but he's a bird collector, and he hasn't got the one bird that they have stored away in a museum.
So he asked if they could steal it.
It's Fujiko and the gang, and it's interesting to how the story was told, because it was pretty like non-bombastic, right? It was just like pretty straightforward. Go into the museum, break in, find the real bird, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they were talking about.
Yeah.
But what was unveiled was like something daunting. It was like something Fujiko didn't expect it, but Lupin did.
Oh yeah, he's a smart fellow, man.
He's a smart fellow, and that's why I think it makes sense. Like the hints he was dropping throughout the episode, he was like, "Oh, so we're going after the real thing, like the real artifact." And she was like, yeah, like, because she was thinking of the copy that the museum's been showing off.
Mm-hmm.
But lo and behold, you know, there's the Venus, I guess, from ancient times, in which Fujiko thought was like a goddess, and it was like, oh no, it ain't no goddess. And it was, I was kind of terrified as well. It was, as weird as it sounds.
You were terrified of Lupin when he was saying the conversation?
No, not what Lupin was saying, just like the aspect of seeing something like Titanic, right? Like, you know, just, you know, that kind of like Attack on Titan, like the aspect of seeing a Titan. Mm-hmm. It was huge. It was massive. How are you going to steal this thing in the first place? It was like, oh man. And that's when Lupin was talking about like that gospels, that, like, you know, judgment speech, stuff like that. Because if you think about it, this bird was so big in this world that like only like this fossils were made. And you try to think about it in the real world, like, damn, kind of like dinosaurs, right?
Yeah.
Like, just the thought of it, just like, you know, humankind would not survive. Like, no way, no shot.
That's why Jigen did not want to be part of none of this.
Yeah, it sounded shady to him. It sounded like dangerous, like evil.
Like, all he wanted to do is just for the money.
Yeah. And I like the end of it, where like Fujiko, which I never seen, well, because obviously this is the first one, other than the movies, that she denied it. She denied the action of stealing this bird.
Not this time.
She was like, nah, I can't do it. There's no way. It doesn't sit right with me. And that's when Michael gives a weird smile, and then you see wings fly away. And that's when I knew, when they said Michael, I was like, oh, Michael the angel. And I was like, oh crap. We turned out an angel. And I think that story can kind of concludes, because the whole idea of taking a deal with, you know, an angel is pretty daunting, pretty like scary if you really think about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? I honestly don't know how to feel about this one, like, because that's how the show kind of interpreted it. And I kind of agree with it. Like, if like, say you mess up on this mission, right? What's gonna happen to you?
You're dead.
Even worse, because they're technically worse than death. So
Dead than dead.
well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it too much, but that's just how I felt. So I would love to know you guys' opinion about Lupin in this episode. But I think with that, we move on to our last segment. Pokemon Evolution, episode 7. The show. The grandioso show of Gen 2, right?
Yup.
Well, I was just name calling Pokemon here and there. Like Teddy Ursa.
But this episode was, I guess, the story of the two legendary birds.
Yes, Lugia and Ho-Ho.
Yes.
And how Lugia ended up being in the ocean, right?
Yeah.
Basically. And I like the way it was told with the
EVs.
The EV evolutions.
Yeah.
And the beautiful girls.
It's cool that you see you pretty much on this, you watching
the show.
Yeah.
As Pikachu's.
And also your rival, and I think it was one of the gym members were there too.
Talk about that Gengar guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The one that had the total dial was your rival.
And yeah, like, when you think of Gen 2, you think about like the red Gyarados, right?
Yeah.
And like Lance taming it, and like
it was like, I guess when other than the 100 now, it was more. I feel like this one was like introducing us, like, hey, look, there's all these Pokemon. I mean, all these Eevee types now.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Pokeballs, like you said.
I think it was more manageable to like animate.
Yeah.
To have the 5 instead of like what it has now.
Oh yeah.
Because it would have been like a big hassle. But either way, it was very cool, especially when like Umbreon did like the Moonlight move. I was like, oh, that's cool.
And I think these episodes in general are pretty much telling me, like, yeah, we could make other shows, Pokemon, not centered with Ash. Yeah, I think so. I enjoyed.
That's what people want, but just
or maybe they're setting it this way. They're testing out with evolutions. Maybe.
I remember a couple of years they did that too, and we only had those 4 episodes with Red and Blue fighting.
More tests, man.
I guess. I mean, it's Pokemon. It's gonna do well. But hey, what do I know?
But yeah, I'll talk about it more once we finish the last episode of this.
Yes, when we go to everyone's favorite, everyone's known generation, Charizard generation. I mean, Gen 1. And yeah, that was. I think it was awesome. The show. I think it's probably my favorite, honestly. Just like the whole story of it. It makes sense.
Oh, how they used the stage play, and then the whole Pokemon. No, all the Pokemons on top were using their moves.
Yeah.
To make the whole stage play move.
Make it alive.
Yeah.
And then even you said in the show, I was like, man, I would watch this.
Yeah.
I would want that. That'd be awesome. So yeah, I think that was cool. And with that wraps up Pokemon Evolution. That wraps up the minis. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. It helps us, be motivated to keep doing this. And I know this is a new thing. So thank you so much for listening. And we'll hope to see you guys next week with your host being Omar.
And this is David.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.